Max, Lucas, and Thor are kids who grew up together. They are still growing up. They are very young in the movie, and they are kind of entering middle school, and they're kind of at that point in their lives where they're kind of maybe thinking or realizing that like the only reason they're friends is because they were kind of like placed together as friends by their parents, really, you know, and they kind of have never even thought about like, are these people going to be in my life forever? And Max is kind of having different interests than his other friends are, and Thor and Lucas are kind of a little more, you know, slower to develop than he is in some ways, just emotionally. And I think, like, at least in Max's eyes, they're at a bit of a crossroads as far as like, will we remain friends throughout middle school?
Lucas is really like finding what he loves, and it seems to be rules.
And he's confronting like very hard, sad, emotional things that the other guys are like not dealing with at all. So he feels like very alone in that.
Thor is kind of having like an identity crisis where he wants to be the type of guy who's going where Max is going, but he just isn't at the core.
And the things that he likes are just like not quite conducive with what like the cool kids in his school like, and he's like kind of grappling with the fact that like maybe he is not destined to be one of the cool kids, which we all deal with at one point or another.
The main character Max, his story really shows that like it's the first time when you're becoming when you enter puberty where like this little voice in your head is just like telling you to do things, and it's making you act like a nutcase, and he portrays that really well, and the character's journey is kind of propelled by that oncoming of puberty.
Yes. In the broadest sense, a comedy about middle schoolers was something that just seemed really interesting.
And I mean, but like the hook is the real thing. Like it's like something you could do an elevator pitch of and anyone would get it. It's three kids who want to go to a kissing party. That sentence alone gets me
their first
interested.
Kissing party. To us, it was like a natural extension of the themes and ideas that we knew we were kind of, that we liked and that we were drawn to. And it was different enough that it felt incredibly new and fresh. And I think the idea of like just it being about like 12-year-olds was completely, just contextualizes everything so differently. And makes the type of humor different, and the jokes different, and the stakes are different.
And also, like in Superbad, the two main characters are very similar, and like you can see why they're friends. But in this movie, it's really like they're kids and they're friends because their parents know each other, but they're very, very different, and they don't realize it yet.
These ideas are 100% universal and timeless, and everyone, the specifics are different, social media, things like that, but the idea of insecurity and like wanting to be someone you're not and hoping to become someone that you haven't become yet and wondering what your life is going to be like and who you're going to be surrounded by, all that is like 100% universal.
They really understood on this film specifically that like the conceptual element that the kids don't understand things the way an adult would. They really like took that and expanded it and made it the best part of the movie. They understood that like their viewpoint was the funniest part.
いつも一緒の少年たちは大人を夢見ていた。
Tonight is our first middle school party. You do not want to go to Soren's party not knowing how to kiss.
Hey, Stranger Things, go fuck yourself!
Live and learn, no time to burn.
背伸びしたら大人になれるの？
Are we fifth graders or are we sixth graders?
We're bad, we're so bad.
グッドボーイズ。
Type kiss, are you 18 or older?
Ew! How many husbands does she have?